Okay, well, today is August 10th. I've had a very rough week this past week, and I've been trying to apply all the different laws that I've been learning so far in the study. And I gotta tell you, I'm just flat out exhausted. It takes so much more effort to use your mind, to control your thoughts, and to govern the way that you act based on your thoughts. And it just, this week and all the things that came up, it was a pretty rough week. Just seemed like everything just kept going wrong, one right after the other. And I could not keep up. I definitely could not keep up. It was way too hard to try to pretend like everything was fine. And it's not really just pretending. I was supposed to change the way that I was thinking about it, and I don't think that I could. It was so hard. So at this point, I feel like I'm completely overwhelmed, trying to take everything that happened, and instead of thinking of it as something that was happening to me, but then think of it as something that I caused, because we're learning that your actions are the outcome of your ideas, and your ideas determined the conditions of your daily lives. So basically what you do causes something to happen in your life. So you think negative, something negative happens, and then some sort of action occurs because of that. So trying to change the way that I think, therefore changing my actions, is just not easy. It's not easy at all. And now I've got all these past things that are still coming up because of actions that I took. And now all of these things are coming back to bite me in the butt because of the way that I handled them, because of the way that I was thinking. And now I'm trying to change the way that I'm thinking about them now. It's not something that just happened to me. It's not something that the universe threw at me. It's something that I caused by my actions, and now I have to try to fix it. And not only is it so incredibly overwhelming to know that I'm the one at fault and there's no one to blame, so therefore I have to not only deal with what happened, but then try to deal with knowing that it's all my fault. And it's definitely easier trying to place blame on somebody else, because when you realize that it's your fault, it just doesn't make it any easier. It doesn't. It makes it so much harder, because instead of being able to say, oh, well, I'll just deal with it because it's not my fault, and there's nothing that I could have done, and now it happened. Whatever happened, happened. It's not easy instead saying, this is my fault. I caused this. Now I have to fix it. So, yeah, rough week. So this little statement on line 153 of Working the Law, it says, we learned that ideas liberate a tremendous energy. And ideas, they're not easy. It's easy to have a thought. It's easy to have it just come into your mind, to have it pass through. But to have an idea, to work through that idea, it does take a lot of energy. It does. I feel so drained. I feel so tired. Trying to change the way that I was taught to think growing up is not easy, because I was taught it every single day of my life. Not only to blame others for my problems, but to give up when things get too hard. This is stuff that I just sort of grew up with. So now I'm trying to not give up no matter how hard it gets. And I'm trying to not blame others when things get bad. I'm not used to it. It's out of my comfort zone. I'm not having a lot of fun with it. And I'm really trying to open myself up to new ideas and new ways of doing things, so that I can actually further myself as a person. And there were so many times this week where I should have been doing something with my business, and I didn't. I had too many outside pressures, too many things that got in the way, too many things that stopped me. And now, I am no farther today than I was last week Sunday. And that's my own fault. You know, I got a lot of stuff done just tinkering, thinking, okay, this is benefiting me, this is getting me somewhere. And it really didn't. It got me nowhere. And it was my thinking that did that to me. Instead of just being mature, I guess you could say, I pouted. I don't know, it's a really degrading way to think of it, but yeah, I pouted. I gave up because things were too hard. I figured, you know what, I've got so much happening to me right now, I don't have time to deal with all this other stuff, and honestly, you know, if I did this past week over again, I don't think I'd change it, because there's no way that I could try to work with changing all my thoughts with the things that happened, as well as trying to get 20 million things done as well. I couldn't even talk to people. I was so upset. And that really hindered my business. So I need to learn how to separate myself from the negative thinking, and when something bad happens, not only change my mind about it, but work past it to find a solution, and then not keep focusing on it. Because even if I moved on to something else, my mind was still on all the other problems and all the other negative things. And no matter how many times I told myself not to worry about it, not to stress about it, it was in the back of my head. Every other little thing that I did. And I could not focus on the things that I needed to get done. And so changing the thoughts and changing the ways that I handled when bad things can't come my way, the way that I handle it, I need to fix it, because it is not, I'm just, you know, this business goes month by month. If I don't get the stuff done this month, you can definitely see it at the end. Every day, every week, I need to be getting something done, and to let an entire week just sort of slip by is inexcusable. I feel like I've achieved nothing. I feel like I've gotten nowhere, and it's my own fault. You know, at the beginning of the week, I thought, oh, hey, you know, I can get a lot of stuff done, and doubt came through, and I wasn't able to get the stuff done that I wanted to, and then circumstances came through, and I gave myself an excuse not to do things, and now nothing is done, and I have to work 3 times as hard this week if I want to have anything accomplished for the month of August. And it's hard. It's hard to sacrifice the time with family, to sacrifice the time with friends, to choose to do these things. I don't know where my time goes. It seems like I never have enough of it, and it seems like I'm never able to get anything done. And it's very, very hard. And I don't know where I'm going to find the time to do everything. So it just makes it easier to have an excuse to give up, because it's so hard to find the energy to keep going. So that's my thoughts at the moment. So I need to work harder at having the positive things that are going to push me through and make me want to work hard. And I've got to find them. Thanks.